1 year, 6 locations. Loss after loss. And then 2 finals in a row. So what changed? This is how I went from a failed tennis player to paddle competitor in 1 year. When I left my job and arrived in Spain, I had a lot of misconceptions about the sport of paddle. An unathletic version of tennis, not a serious game, should be easy.
Oh, bro. I got it. Oh, sorry.
But man, was I wrong. I quickly saw that while it's easy to learn the basics, it's extremely hard to play at a high level. And the pro players generate an insane amount of spin, precision and power on their shots. I played tennis as a kid, which made me think that I'd have a big advantage in paddle. But it'd been years since I'd competed or trained properly, which brings me on to the first thing I learned. 1. Paddle is very creative. This might sound super obvious, but paddle is not tennis. There's so much more to paddle than just being another racket sport. Modern tennis is usually a baseline grind where you want to hit your shots with a lot of topspin and power. But paddle is often about varying the spin, speed and depth of the ball. And you can get really creative with how you do this. When I started, I was playing tennis, hitting lots of shots very linear and with a lot of power. But as I learned, I began to vary my shots more. Sometimes a softer chiquita, sometimes a faster chiquita with topspin, a lob volley, a shot to the body, a slower bandeja, a faster vibra, and a kick smash. Here's some points of when I first started paddle compared to when I'd been training for a period of time. Two, you need to get stronger. When I first started paddle, I was a skinny ginger guy who had spent the last 5 years crouched over a desk. The most exercise I did was probably late nights out on a Friday. But 2 months ago, I met Pau, an S&C coach focusing on paddle. He tested my physical strength and gave me a series of workouts to do at home to improve my mobility, fitness and strength, as well as tips on diet and mentality. Since then, it's fair to say that I've had big improvements in my conditioning. I'm now able to get much lower to reach shots off the wall, I recover quicker after training or matches, and I've even noticed some improvements in my explosive power. And this is just the start. I'm going to document some more of this process going forward, and if you'd like to see more content on this side of the game, give me a shout in the comments. 3. Enjoy failing. At the beginning, I played almost exclusively on the left side of the court, which is favoured by attacking players that come from tennis because you get to hit a lot of overheads. But during matches, I was often nervous to force myself to use the wall and I became very one-dimensional. So one change in my mindset was to enjoy failure. Embrace the fact that you're a beginner off the wall and spend lots of time in training and in matches learning these new skills, no matter how hard it seems. I also spent time playing on both the right and left hand side of the court to give me a greater tactical understanding of the game. This has helped me become more versatile and adapt to different partners, shown by the fact that in the 2 tournaments where I made finals, I played on different sides of the court. So next time you demand playing on the left because of your massive smash, have a think about how the right can help you develop as a player too. 4. Changing my mentality. In an interview, Roger Federer talked about his 15-second rule that he implements in between points. For the first 5 seconds, feel and embrace the emotion of the previous point. For the next 5 to 10 seconds, he focuses on mental and physical relaxation. This can include things like deep breathing. And for the last 10 to 15 seconds, start to prepare for the next point from a tactical perspective. For example, where you're going to hit the return or how you're going to attack the spaces. It's important to think about simple tactics and not overcomplicate this part. Now Padel is a bit quicker than tennis, so sometimes it's more like a 10-second rule, but you get the idea. Implementing this has helped me relax more in matches so I can play loose and focus on each and every ball, which has led to a greater level of competitiveness and consistency in matches. I haven't perfected this yet, and sometimes my nerves overcome me and lead to some really rash decisions. Go and watch one of my matches against Ewan on his channel. And you'll see there was a, let's say, interesting moment in that match. But when I properly implement this rule, I feel 10 times better on the court. And in the semis and the final of the Grade 3 tournament I played, I was able to stay super relaxed, allowing us to beat a very strong coaching pair in the semi-final and push the former UK #1 to a first set tiebreak in the final. So there you have it. I've still got a long way to go, but there's 4 things that helped me improve my game in just 1 year. Let me know in the comments if you think I've got better or I'm just chatting rubbish, and if you've tried to implement any of these techniques yourself. Join me next time as I go back on my travels to play 2 of the best players in another European country. Leave a guess in the comments where you think that might be. Thanks for watching.